You are born in Guamuchil, Sinaloa, in 1964. There is nothing remarkable about the house you grow up in, nothing remarkable about the street or the neighborhood or the life waiting for you on the other side of childhood. Your parents are Rita and Salvador. You are one of 9 children, 9 mouths, 1 income. Your father's work is bricks. Literal bricks. The family survives by making them, stacking them, selling them. Before you are old enough to understand what work means, you are already doing it. Hands in the clay, mixing, pressing, stacking, the sun overhead, the dust everywhere, the weight of it all settling into your body before your bones have finished growing. This is not a story about ambition. This is a story about what happens when you have none of the things that protect a person from the wrong opportunity. Sounds like the beginning of 1,000 stories from the border, right? This one ends differently. Tijuana is where people go when Sinaloa stops being enough. In the mid-1990s, you make the journey north like thousands of others before you, chasing the idea that a border city has more work, more money, more possibility. You arrive with the only skill you have ever been taught: construction, masonry, bricks and mortar, and the patience to build things with your hands. You find work doing exactly that, taking care of horses and doing construction jobs on properties outside the city. Physical work, honest work. The kind that leaves your hands rough and your back sore and your bank account thin, but your conscience clean. The men who own those properties are not ordinary men. They are Efrain Perez and Jorge Aureliano Felix, known as El Macumba, senior figures in the Arellano Felix organization, the Tijuana Cartel, one of the most powerful and violent drug trafficking organizations in Mexico at the height of its power. You work on their land, you take care of their horses, you do what you're told and you do it well. Being loyal and hardworking, you will say later, is what got you promoted. You do not understand yet what that promotion will require. One day, Efrain and El Macumba call you over. They want to show you something. They pour water and other substances into a large drum, a 200-liter barrel. Then they ask you to drop in a leg of beef. Let it sit for 2 hours, they say. Then stir it. You do. The meat dissolves. You stand there looking at what used to be a leg of beef and is now a cloudy liquid at the bottom of a drum, and something shifts in the room without anyone saying a word. You do not know yet that they have just handed you an audition for the worst job in the world. 6 months later, they call you again. Efrain tells you that now they are going to experiment with something else. He is going to send some men to train with you, so that they learn the job. The first body is dissolved that same year, 1996, in a drum with 200 liters of water, caustic soda, a gas burner underneath. You stir for 8 hours. You are now El Pozolero. The name comes from pozole, a traditional Mexican stew made with hominy and meat that requires constant stirring while it cooks. The cartel has a dark sense of humor. Or perhaps it is not humor at all. Perhaps it is just the language of men who have been doing terrible things for long enough that they need ordinary words to contain them. The method is precise. You learn it the way you learned bricklaying, through repetition and attention to detail. Bodies are brought to you undressed. They go into the drum. Water first, then 2 sacks of caustic soda, then heat from the gas burner below. You stir through the night. 8 hours. By morning, what was a person is a liquid. Almost. The teeth remain, the nails. Some bone fragments. These you burn with gasoline and bury in the ground on the property. The liquid you pour into barrels. The barrels you throw off canyons or drain through pipes you have installed yourself into the earth below. It is the devil to move them, you will say later. They weigh a lot. After everything was cleaned up, we stored the barrels. We also washed the drain with hot water because the remains stuck to the pipes. This is the language of a man describing routine maintenance, not horror. Maintenance. You work across at least 10 locations outside Tijuana. La Gallera, Maclovio Rojas, Ojo de Agua, Loma Bonita. Each site a different property, a different drum, the same process. The most significant site is a place that will later be known simply as the Chicken Coop. A house just outside the city, limits along the free highway toward Tecate. Remote, quiet, the kind of place no one drives past by accident. You bring more than 70 bodies to that site alone. You dissolve them one by one in the drum. You stir and you wait and you drain and you bury. You are paid $600 a week. Your family says you told them you would rather do this work than let your children starve. You have seen what poverty does to a family. You grew up inside the evidence of it. 9 children, 1 income, hands in the clay before you could read. You know exactly what the alternative looks like. And this is not an excuse. It is an explanation. The difference matters even if the result is the same. The cartel does not ask you to kill anyone. That is not your job. Men are brought to you already dead. You do not pull triggers. You do not make decisions about who lives and who does not. You dissolve what is left after those decisions have been made. You are not the violence. You are the silence that comes after it, the disappearance, the answer to the question that 300 families will spend the rest of their lives asking. Where did they go? You know the answer. You are the answer. You have poured it down a drain. You teach the method to other men. The cartel needs more capacity, and you are the only one who knows how to run the process correctly. You train them the way you were trained. Show them the drum. Show them the ratios. Show them how long to stir and how to manage the drainage and what to do with what is left when the burner goes cold. You are building a system, industrializing disappearance one drum at a time. Ramon Arellano Felix, one of the original bosses, is killed in 2002. The organization shifts around you. You come under the command of a man named Marco Antonio Garcia Cimental, known as El Cris, who formalizes your role, and later under his relative Teodoro Garcia Cimental, El Teo, a former lieutenant of the Arellano Felix family who has broken away and is operating with increasing independence. You become El Teo's Pozolero. That is how you are known. Not by your name, by your function. You work from 2000 to 2009, 9 years. The Attorney General's office becomes aware of your existence in 2005, but cannot locate you. You move between sites. You keep your head down. You do the work. You have said that at some point, you told the cartel you did not want to do it anymore. They did not release you from the obligation. That is not how the cartel works. You knew what you were when you took the first job. You understood that the drum went both ways. You begin to enjoy it, you will say after your arrest. That was my mistake. I became interested in it and kept on doing it. On January 22nd, 2009, the Mexican army moves on a house in the Baja Seasons neighborhood of Tijuana. You've been inside for several days, a party, the kind of loose, reckless celebration that men allow themselves when they have been carrying something heavy for too long. El Teo and 30 others escape when the soldiers arrive. You do not. You are taken outside in handcuffs, flanked by masked soldiers and federal agents, and paraded in front of cameras and journalists and the families of missing people who have been searching for their sons and fathers and brothers for years. You are shaking. You have trouble breathing. You are not the terrifying figure anyone expected. You are a short man with a neatly trimmed mustache who looks like he might repair your roof or pour your concrete. You look at the cameras and you say the only things left to say. They paid me $600 a week. I ask for forgiveness from the families of the dead. The weapons seized with you tell their own story. An MP5 machine gun, a Zed M4 carbine, an HK-91 rifle, a Barrett .50 caliber rifle, 2 offensive grenades. You are not just a cleaner, you are protected. After your arrest, Armed cartel commandos attacked the local police station with AK-47s in retaliation for your capture. The organization valued you enough to shoot at police over you. That night, investigators find between 14,000 and 15,000 individual remains buried across your property near Ensenada. The number is so large that forensic teams cannot process it in a single operation. They will still be finding bones a decade later. Every time it rains in Tijuana, the soil shifts and something surfaces. A fragment, a tooth, a piece of what was once someone's father coming up through the earth like a question that refuses to go away. In 2012, you are sentenced to 10 years in prison. In 2024, a court gives you an additional 30 years for kidnapping and ties to organized crime. You're now in your early 60s inside the Federal Social Readaptation Center #1 in the state of Mexico. The sentence means you will most likely die inside. The chicken coop site alone yielded 250 kilos of bones and bone fragments when excavated in 2017. 16,500 liters of organic matter have been extracted from the various sites you worked across 6 states. The families of the missing still go to those hills with pickaxes and shovels looking for enough of their loved ones to bury properly. DNA cannot always be extracted from what remains. Some of those families will never have an answer they can hold in their hands. You dissolved at least 300 people. The real number may be higher. You knew each one only as weight in a drum and a job to finish before sunrise. You grew up making bricks, building things. Somewhere along the road from Guamuchil to Tijuana, the work changed, but your hands stayed busy.